Hi, I'm Peter. I'm the other co-founder of Care Omnia. I'm usually the one standing behind the camera and Sara is doing the stuff in front of the camera. But today she wanted me to show you how we prepare our pot system that works quite well for our kitchen herb garden. The goal is to make a garden, is to make a system with water and soil for each and every of the herbs we want in our garden. And we want as much herbs as we can manage or can manage to produce, so we want big plants. What we've come up with or been able to experiment is this one that we have, where we have a inner pot that's that goes through one of these lids into a container which is filled with water, but only to a certain level, so there is an air pocket between the water level and the inner pot. That makes the plant want to grow its roots right to the water and get as much water as it needs. I can show you quickly. Here's a basil. I love basil, so it's resting right now because I want it to recuperate. But I'll stress it even some more just to show you. This is what I was talking about when it comes to the inner pot and the plant. The inner pot needs holes so that the plant's roots can get into the water. So this is what we're going to build today. What you'll need is some kind of knife. I prefer a regular worn-out carpet knife. I usually have it on almost the lowest setting you can have. You also need a marker pen, so that you're able to mark with this pen the maximum level of water you can put inside the container, so you won't risk getting too close to the bottom of the inner pot, because you don't want water and soil mixing. That will ruin everything. So this is a plastic container. You want a plastic container that's food graded. It's safe for foods. So we usually use a yogurt container. They work quite well. I like the ones that have some kind of paper label all around, so you don't get too much sunlight inside the container, which which prolongs the need for mixing or changing the water and so on. I also want the lid to be made of the same plastic, of course, and this one we found has also the same labeling with the paper, which makes the lid even more sturdy, which is perfect for our needs. But any kind of container works as long as you can work on it, get it to behave like you want it. But please choose something that's food graded. And finally, we need the inner pot. This is a 12 centimeters or 4 3/4 of an inch in diameter. And the goal is to cut a hole in the lid as large as, well, so it can rest on this ledge. Just like this one. It rests, as you can see, here's the ledge, and it rests on the lid, but the lid is almost non-existent because it takes quite a lot of space, as you can see. Now that I've gone through everything that you need for this operation, for this punch system, I'll show you how to cut it for added security and safety, as well as, well, the lids can be quite flimsy. I want to make it as sturdy as possible so I can use this knife safely. That's also why I use a carbon knife, because I can have a really short blade. A knife would make it quite hard to, well, to form the circle, and also it could cut me as well. So what I do is I put the lid on the container, and then don't be afraid of not making the perfect circle, because these inner pots are made of quite flimsy plastic, so they will bend to fit the hole you make, even though it isn't perfectly circular. So this is, as you can see, we got these ones perfectly matched. So I don't need to use my pen or something else to mark or make some kind of circular pattern. And also, as it is a circular, and the inner part is circular, that means I can just use my finger and cut it right through without needing to do anything else. So, first of all, take the carbon knife, punch through, get a firm grip, and then just keep going. After a while, you get a sense of how to place the knife, or in this, how to place the carpet knife so that you get an even cut. I like to use circular. I like to use circular containers like this yogurt, because, well, if the inner part is circle, you get help from the container itself. As you can see, it's quite nice already. It's pretty much circular. I'm quite pleased with that. I can see that there's I can take off some here, so I'll just do that. There we go. And you also get somewhere where you can put the plastic in while you're working on it. And now I need to check out. It's not large enough, so I will have to fix that. First, I want to make it a bit more smooth here. It's okay if you take too much, well, quite a large bit, because, well, as I told you, the ledge will hide the mistakes you've done. And here we go. And this is how you make it. So you got yourself in a pot inside with the hole in the lid. And here comes the last part. Of course, you have to remove all the plastics and so on, but I don't have to do it right now. Next, I want to show you. I believe I'll actually take off just a tad more. I don't want it to be that tight. There we go. Better. Okay. So this is where you use the marker pen. What you need is you want to be sure that the water level doesn't go dangerously close to the inner pot. So I prefer, if you can see, it's about here is the inner pot. So let's use about I don't know, half an inch perhaps. Because if you get a lot of roots growing, they might bundle together, and if you have water too close to the pot, they might you might get a capillary effect, which will suck quite a lot of water. It will it will climb up into the soil and make it too wet. So that's how you make the pot system for your our version of the pot system for a kitchen herb garden. Good luck.